Donate by this Tuesday to unlock an extra $25,000 gift.
Go to HoustonPublicMedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
8:59, it's News 88.7. Good morning. South Sam headed west at Wayside. Looks like a left lane or two blocked off with an accident. They're also wrapping one up right around the West Loop and 69 area. Widespread scattered showers moving from west to east. 50 for the high, that's it. Tonight's low around 40. More rain tonight as well. Sunshine for Tuesday, staying in the 50s, lows in the 40s, and then rain Wednesday night going into Thursday and Friday. We're sitting at 46 right now. Listen anywhere. We're streaming live online. It's KUHF Houston News 88.7. The service of the University of Houston. Houston Matters starts right now. Stick around, 9 o'clock.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has often been a staunch champion of states' rights, especially when Joe Biden was president. I'm Michael Hankerty in for Craig Cohen, and today on Houston Matters, how things have been different with Donald Trump in the White House.
Houston Matters with Craig Cohen is a production of Houston Public Media with support from Baylor College of Medicine.
Also this hour, I know we all just gathered to give thanks just a few days ago, but it is the first Monday of the month, and that means it's time to vent your pet peeves about life in Greater Houston. Whether it's something about the holiday we just celebrated, I know, we could probably stand to stay grateful just a little bit longer. Or maybe it's something about the holiday season now in front of us, or anything else. Share your complaint now at talk@houstonmatters.org. And Jeff Balke discusses what the Texans' close win over the Colts means for their playoff chances. We start with a news update from NPR and News 88.7. Stay with us.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. House and Senate committees are launching inquiries into the deadly U.S. military boat strikes in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific. Lawmakers want to know about a news report that says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered U.S. troops to kill people aboard an alleged drug boat last September. Reporter John Otis says the UN has declared the U.S. strikes violate international law.
U.S. forces have destroyed more than 20 alleged drug boats, killing more than 80 people. But the Washington Post reported that following one of the first strikes back in September, there were initially 2 survivors clinging to the boat wreckage. According to the Post, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had given an order to kill everyone aboard alleged drug boats, and that this order led to a second strike in which those survivors were killed.
John Otis reporting. Hegseth says the report is fake. President Trump says he supports Hegseth. A U.S. appeals court panel says President Trump's former lawyer was illegally installed as the U.S. prosecutor for New Jersey. The appeals court panel agreed with a lower court ruling and says Alina Habba is disqualified from serving in the job. Pope Leo is visiting Lebanon today and meeting with Christian and Muslim religious leaders. Leo is seeking to promote religious tolerance in a region scarred by conflict. NPR's Ruth Sherlock has more.
Pope Leo began the day visiting a hilltop monastery with sweeping views of the sea to pray at the tomb of Saint Sharbel Makhlouf, a Lebanese Maronite revered by both Christians and Muslims. At another pilgrimage site high in the mountains, Pope Leo heard testimonies, including from a priest helping refugees and a Filipino domestic worker, about the treatment of migrants in Lebanon. Leo called on church workers to bring hope to their faithful, saying that even among the rubble of a world that has its own painful failures, it's important to offer prospects for rebirth. Ruth Sherlock, NPR News, Beirut.
In the U.S., stocks opened lower this morning as gasoline prices dipped. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped about 80 points in early trading.
AAA says the average price of regular gas nationwide has dropped to $3 a gallon, even as tens of millions of people hit the road over the holiday weekend. Truck drivers, however, are not enjoying lower prices. The average cost of diesel fuel is close to $3.74 a gallon, 20 cents more than this time last year. Airbus says most of its A320 passenger jets have now completed a software fix that was ordered on Friday. U.S. airlines scrambled to make the update during the busy travel weekend. It was also a busy shopping weekend, both in stores and online. Despite shaky consumer confidence, shoppers are hoping to take advantage of holiday bargains. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
This is NPR.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations.
Other contributors include the Doris Duke Foundation, which aims to support the well-being of people and the planet for a more creative, equitable, and sustainable future. And listeners like you who donate to this NPR station.
Live from News 88.7 in Houston, I'm Matt Harab. 3 Houston area police officers are recovering in the hospital this morning after getting injured in 2 separate incidents, both of which involved suspected drunk drivers. Authorities say one suspect ran a stop sign downtown at Chenevert and 2am around 11 o'clock last night and crashed into a police car. And all 4 people, including 2 officers, were injured. Meanwhile, another officer's car was struck in the Heights at TC Jester and West Oak Bayou. Both the driver and officer were taken to a hospital there. There is no word on their conditions. The need for electricity to drive artificial intelligence data centers is astounding, but as our Tom Perumian reports, nuclear power is ready to meet the demand.
James Walker, a nuclear physicist and CEO of Nanonuclear Energy, says nuclear power is entering a new phase. Out are costly giant power stations. In are modular, dispatchable, and much safer molten salt reactors.
You have all the advantages of nuclear without any of the worst accident scenarios which are possible under a light water reactor. There's a lot feeding into these sort of considerations, but it's 1, commercially driven, but 2, just next generationally driven by increasing emphasis on much more safety redundant systems.
Inside a sealed system, once nuclear reaction is halted, the molten salt becomes the main coolant of the reactor, rapidly dissipating heat from the uranium. Texas A&M is partnering with 4 nuclear engineering companies to build a number of MSRs for research near the campus. I'm Tom Perumian, News 88.7.
And rainbow trout season is here. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department is now stocking fish in waterways across the state. Our Alexandra Hart has more on the program and how to find some trout near you.
Rainbow trout are a cold water fish and they aren't available in Texas year-round, so the Parks and Wildlife Department brings them in from out of state. More than 330,000 fish will be stocked between now and March. Neil Puglisi is program director for the department's hatchery system. In addition to state parks, he says many of those fish will go to city lakes and ponds as part of the neighborhood fishing program.
And we create a special fishery that people get to enjoy, and we do it mostly in urban areas and in smaller water bodies so everyone can enjoy them. Regardless of their skill level or if they have a boat.
To see where and when rainbow trout will be stocked in your area, visit the Parks Department's website at tpwd.texas.gov. I'm Alexandra Hart, News 88.7.
It's going to be a rainy day, high of just 49 later. I'm Matt Harab, News 88.7.
This is Houston Matters. I'm Michael Haggerty, filling in today for Craig Cohen. Good morning. Coming up this hour, we just gave thanks, so let's get back to what we do best, complaining. It's that time when we vent your pet peeves about life in Greater Houston. Send us your gripes now to talk@houstonmatters.org or call or text 713-440-8870. Also, we'll recap Sunday's Texans win over the Colts and discuss what it means for their playoff chances. But first, Texas Governor Greg Abbott once championed state sovereignty. But now, as President Donald Trump tests the boundaries of executive authority, Abbott has become one of his most important allies, supporting federal actions that often contradict his own long-held principles. Joining us to discuss this dramatic shift is Zach Despart, who's a reporter with ProPublica, Texas Tribune investigative unit, focusing on the intersection of business, politics, and government. His recent investigation examines what this all means for federalism and the future of state power. Zach, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
Glad to have you. So you took a deep dive on this subject in your article, comparing Governor Abbott's actions during this first year of President Trump's second term with what the governor did back when Joe Biden was president. Let's start there. What kinds of things did the governor do and say in defense of states' rights during the Biden years?
Sure. Governor Abbott, both as governor and as attorney general for a number of years before that, has made defense of state sovereignty central to his political identity. In 2016, he wrote a 92-page essay in defense of states' rights, especially during the Obama administration. Talked about how states should be easier for them to sue the federal government, should be easier for them to assert their power when he viewed the federal government was being too expansive in how it viewed its power, especially the president. What's in contrast now with President Trump returning to office this year is President Trump has a very expansive view of executive power and federal power. And Greg Abbott not only has not been silent on that expansion, he has helped President Trump realize that vision of power in several ways by cooperating with the federal government.
Yeah, wasn't Greg Abbott, when he was Attorney General, the one who said something like, wake up, sue the federal government, go to bed, something like that?
He did, yes. That was one of his famous things he said.
I very paraphrase that. But what are some examples then of how he's cooperated and handled this issue now that Donald Trump is president again?
Sure. We focus on a couple of examples in this investigation. One is Greg Abbott pushed the legislature to redraw the U.S. House district boundaries in Texas. That was done at the request of President Trump. Typically, states do not redistrict in the middle of a decade for their House seats. This was done at the president's request, specifically to make it easier for the Republican Party to win more seats in Texas. We also focused on Governor Abbott's willingness to let the Texas National Guard be used by the federal government to deploy to other states, specifically Illinois and Oregon, to, as the president put it, assist in protecting federal immigration agents over the objection of the governors of those two states. We had drawn a contrast there because just last year, during the Biden administration, Governor Abbott had joined almost all of the other governors from the other states in objecting to a plan that would have made it easier for the federal government to reorganize National Guard units without the permission of governors.
Yeah, that National Guard question and redistricting, both two that come to mind. Any other examples that the state is potentially ceding power to the federal government in ways that could have long-term implications?
Sure. We also talked about how Texas, at the request of the Federal Department of Justice, is sharing what is really unprecedented information on registered voters. The federal government says it wants to do a better job of making sure states are removing non-citizens from the voter rolls. Elections generally have been something that the states handle. That's how it's set out in the Constitution. Texas has a long history going back to the Voting Rights Act, and before that, resisting federal oversight of elections. And yet in this instance, Texas is cooperating and providing information on registered voters to the federal government in ways that it has never done before.
In your piece, you talked with constitutional law experts who use the term partisan federalism to describe what Abbott is doing. That may seem somewhat self-explanatory, but what does that mean exactly? What do scholars think of his actions on things like the use of the National Guard, et cetera?
Sure. The term partisan federalism was coined by Columbia law professor Jessica Bowman-Posen, who we include in the article. She says the best way to understand what is happening here, how do we understand how Abbott once was a strong defender of states' rights and yet is cooperating with the federal government here, is more and more governors' belief in state sovereignty and their willingness to assert states' rights depends on whether the federal government is controlled by the same party that they represent. So she said, looking at it through that lens, it makes sense that Governor Abbott, when Barack Obama, a Democrat, was president, was very strong on state sovereignty. And then when a Republican, Donald Trump, is president, that those concerns really take a back seat.
What are some of the broader implications potentially for other states and governors if a leader like Abbott sets a precedent of deference to presidential power, regardless of party alignment? Could this kind of accelerate a trend of maybe diminished state independence?
Yes, certainly. That is what some of the constitutional experts I talked to raised as an issue. It's not just an issue for other states, and it's also an issue for Texas going forward. One of the professors I talked to said, look, Governor Abbott may be doing something that he views as beneficial for Texas in this moment, but he is broadly helping a president be more powerful over states. So when Abbott or a future Texas governor has to work with a future Democratic president, and you've already given away these state powers, is going to be, in their view, very difficult for Texas to assert this power that it had helped give away to Washington.
How has this dynamic between Governor Abbott and the federal government under President Trump maybe affected the governor's political standing, both here in Texas and the nation as a whole?
I think in the short term, it enhances his political standing. President Trump is popular in Texas. Governor Abbott is popular in Texas. Governor Abbott, throughout his career, has been very attuned to how he is perceived in the state. So I think in the short term, it is good for him. In the long term, it's much harder to see for the reasons that I had sort of just hinted at. If a Democrat becomes president again, Greg Abbott may have much less leeway to play with as a state governor than he had in his previous terms.
I'm curious, how have other conservative elected officials and even voters reacted to Abbott's action? Has there been any significant support or opposition?
Yeah, I think the reaction among conservatives has been mixed. Some view Governor Abbott's cooperation as not contradictory in the sense that they believe that President Trump's exercise of power is lawful. Therefore, any cooperation by Governor Abbott is fine in those lines. There has been notable opposition, though, including by a fellow Republican governor, Kevin Stitt, in neighboring Oklahoma. He had said, look, I was surprised that Governor Abbott cooperated in sending his guard to other states over the objection of other governors, because as conservatives, we believe in states' rights, and that's the ability of states to assert their sovereignty in cooperation with the federal government and be able to push back at times. So in that sense, that wing of the conservative faction is concerned that someone like Abbott would cooperate with a maximalist view of federal power.
Zach Despart is an investigative reporter for ProPublica and the Texas Tribune. You can find a link to his reporting on this subject at ProPublica.org and also in today's post at HoustonMatters.org. Zach, thanks so much.
Thanks, Michael.
Coming up next, it's your monthly chance to vent about your pet peeves about life in Greater Houston. You can share them now to talk at HoustonMatters.org or join us at 713-440-8870 as Houston Matters continues.
Hi, I'm Lenny Ambrose from St. Arnold Brewing Company, proud supporters of Houston Public Media. Right now, with your $60 donation, you can choose tickets to News and Brews. This member-exclusive event takes place February 17th. Enjoy a pint, connect with fellow NPR fans, and meet the Houston Public Media newsroom in person. Select News and Brews tickets when you donate at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate.
Support for Houston Public Media comes from Metro. Introducing Metro Downtown Direct, helping riders get home for the holidays with non-stop service between downtown and Bush Intercontinental Airport. Details at ridemetro.org/500.
And from Baylor College of Medicine, with 125 years of innovation behind it, Baylor has driven progress in health and medicine through research, education, and care that push the frontiers of modern science.
This is Houston Matters. I'm Michael Haggerty, in today for Craig Cohen. So we just had a big national holiday to give thanks just days ago, so now it's time to get back to what we do best, complaining. No, I know we could all stand to be grateful more, and that's an important part of life, but it just so happens to be the first Monday of the month, which we set aside to allow you a chance to vent your pet peeves about life in Greater Houston in a conversation we call Houstonian Pet Peeves. We do it because you can't tackle life's big problems if you have the little ones getting in the way. So it's important to get those off your chest so you can proceed with, being grateful and doing those things and hopefully entering the holiday season in a good mood. But we're talking about those petty annoyances today. We're going to focus on those little frustrations that make your life here more frustrating, a little less than they could be. So email your pet peeve now to talk@HoustonMatters.org, or you can call us or text us at 713-440-8870. A reminder about the ground rules: no swearing, no defaming. Those are our pet peeves. Otherwise, let loose. Now, as we peruse your peeves, we seek reaction from our champion complainers. Lisa Gray will be joining us here in a moment from the Houston Chronicle. We've got Craig Hlavaty with us, public relations specialist at Public Content, and our very own Brenda Valdivia. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Once again, to join our group moan session, call or text 713-440-8870. You can also text that number or talk@houstonmatters.org.
Well, I know what Lisa's gripe is going to be. It's going to be traffic in Houston when it's raining.
Yeah.
And how we lose our minds.
Always got to add, you got to remember to add even more time.
Especially when it's raining.
Yeah.
And it's December 1st, and we're all back from the holiday.
If there's a drop of rain on the streets, you got to add 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know
20 minutes.
What are we doing? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost
Harvey.
Yeah, that's right. It's like when there's a threat of snow or ice, then of course there's no city. The city stops. So naturally, the one step back from that is a drop of rain, and then
we should just do that for rain too.
Yeah, might as well. Rain days.
Honestly, yes. Considering how quickly some of these streets can flood, as soon as you get on the road, if I see a cloud in the sky, I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home
just
right
call
now.
It. Yeah, gotta go to the grocery store. Gotta do a curbside. Come on, we gotta go. Let's go home. Soup time.
Hunker down.
Yeah. Buy all the meat.
Yeah, that's right.
Get your safety vest on.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Any pet peeves on your mind, fresh off of the Thanksgiving holiday, when we should be thankful, but there could be a lot.
I drove around on Thursday, just going from just different places, and traffic was bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
And people were acting bad too. Traffic was just insane. And then you get to that point, I guess after dark on most Houston highways now, where it's just Fast and the Furious. And that's a dated reference, I know. I should be using something modern.
There's 12 of them.
Thankfully,
I guess,
they made
but
enough of those movies that
it's
still
it gets
current.
really insane where people just start making crazy erratic lane changes, and you're just this NPC in somebody else's car racing movie. And you don't even you didn't ask for that.
Was this Thanksgiving night?
Every night.
Yeah, well, I would figure for Thanksgiving night because people just want to leave their families.
People were going 100 miles an hour on 610 just to
gun it.
Speaking of pet peeves, that, on Thanksgiving too, one, it's so crazy to sit down with family members who complain about the things you complain about your family members doing.
Oh no!
Just well, they're rude. They never help around the house, and I'm like, are you describing you?
And they're treating everybody
right
else
now?
People's lack of self-awareness.
Yes, that's a huge pet peeve of
about
mine. But the biggest pet peeve that I had this Thanksgiving was that there was a lack of communication of what time to arrive. And so when I finally arrived, they're like, you're late. And I was like, I thought I was early because it's the day. So just tell me when to be here. Don't.
Is the food going to run out?
Yeah.
Is it going to just disappear after 2:00?
Do you need me to help? Do you need me to bring anything? Or is it just a vague idea? I miss people with spreadsheets for the holidays.
Just does the kitchen close after a certain period? And
Right.
you switch
When's
over
last
to
call?
dinner.
Right.
Yeah,
You
dinner
gotta
service.
know. Yeah, it's like
I guess I've never experienced that. My family has always been really laissez-faire. It's show up when you want to. It's just your day off.
Don't
You want to sleep until noon? Sleep until noon. We'll be here at 2. It's
don't
fine.
expect there to be dressing still.
Yeah. That's what microwaves are for. Just have a good time.
Yeah, and the people who always cite you get sleepy after you eat the turkey because of the tryptophan or whatever it is in there. And then I had a nutritionist tell me once that she thinks a bigger reason is that people get so sleepy is because, and this is the pet peeve, is that you basically starve all day because you're I'm going to eat this big feast. So you don't eat much, and then you get there, like you said, early, and you're waiting, and finally when you eat, you're so hungry that you pile all.
Well, it's your
and then you have this blood sugar jump and crash.
And most people, it's their day off, right? Those of us that are blessed to have offices that close down, it's our day off, so we earned it. We earned that extra sleep. You don't have anything to do, just lay down, go to sleep. That's what it's for. Unless you're helming the kitchen or you're wrangling kids, that your body's telling you, hey, we don't have to work today. Let's go to sleep.
Exactly. You have a belly full of food.
Yeah.
You're watching a parade with a Topo Chico or
It's
whatever.
evolution.
Whatever.
It's evolution.
Giant balloon is going on. It's a nap time. It's nap time.
Oh, if there's kids around and they're yours, you're not going to nap. Let me just say that from someone who knows.
Yeah, tryptophan doesn't work on kids, does it?
No.
It's just, if anything, it's worse.
And the sugar crush doesn't work on them. Crash? Is it crush or crash? I don't have children.
Either way, it's bad.
Or that you have all this food. Of course, maybe it's not the food that's appealing to kids, typically dressing, all that stuff. But a kid will eat part of a roll, That's their whole Thanksgiving.
Well, a lot of
meal.
people too, like, are on GLP-1s now, and so like eating as much as we used to isn't the same. Because like I'm on the shot, and so like for me it was like one plate, and I'm like, okay, good, I'm done. And usually like I'm like a 2 or 3 plate guy, and like I even tried my second plate, and I was just like, I don't like food. This is not my holiday anymore. I don't
Simpler
dig this.
times.
Yeah,
I blame Gila monsters. Damn, dang it. All right, this is Houston Matters. I'm Michael Haggerty. We are venting pet peeves as we do on the first month of every first Monday of every month. Our number is 713-440-8870 or talk@houstonmatters.org. Let's go to a call from Thomas from Montgomery's with us. What's your pet peeve this morning, Thomas?
Well, given my distance from Houston is usually static of various amounts, and today is no exception. But that's not a problem. I can deal with static. The problem is that sometimes I get 2 radio stations at exactly the same time on the same frequency, 88.7. There's KOHF and there's another station. And all I get sometimes is gibberish. It's impossible to find out which station, what the other station is, because I've never seen a listing of radio stations down here.
Yeah.
Having 2 radio stations on the same frequency doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I worked for a station once that you kind of wonder how and why the FCC, allocated broadcast frequencies, because there were 2 stations, our station and a huge station out of Dallas, that were, on the same frequency. And depending on what part of town you were in and where you were topographically, they would bleed each other out and in, and ours was weaker and theirs was this megawatt, monster. So that would, they would cancel each other out. It was very frustrating. So, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry to hear about that. It's a good one. That's definitely a pet peeves of ours as well. Again, we are sharing Houstonian pet peeves. Call or text 713-440-8870 or email us at talk@houstonmatters.org. Brenda, thank you. We're going to bring in Lisa in here in a minute, and more of our group loan session, and more from Craig Hlavaty and Lisa Gray joining us here in a moment as Houston Matters continues.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about...
You count on Houston Public Media. That's why you're here right now. Take the next step and become a new member today. Every gift makes a difference. And with a gift of $5 a month or more, you'll receive PBS Passport, a member benefit that lets you stream more of the shows you love anytime. It only takes a minute to make a big difference. Join as a new member today at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 800-364-8300.
Support Houston Public Media to stay strong.
Your gift today says, I want to be the reason $25,000 is unlocked for the station. Your gift also makes you a member of the station you rely on.
Go to houstonpublicmedia.org/donate.
Support comes from Discovery Green Conservancy and H-Town Holiday Lights by H-Town Frankie, a light display set to music and inspired by Houston's hip-hop culture. Presented by PNC. More information at discoverygreen.com.
Houston Matters with Craig Cohen is made possible in part by Ellen Benninghoven and Dr. Michael Schaefer, and with gifts from listeners like you.
This is Houston Matters. I'm Michael Haggerty. We're in the middle of another round of Houstonian pet peeves. This morning with the help of Craig Hlavaty and Lisa Gray, op-ed editor for the Houston Chronicle. And you can call or text 713-440-8870 or email talk@houstonmatters.org. Lisa, glad to have you. I know pet peeve probably... As we said, rain and traffic.
Can you guess? My theory is that Houstonians only have so much space in our heads for weather. We had to learn how to deal with tornadoes, and now, we've forgotten how to deal with rain. Because this morning, I-45 going north was moving at 20 miles an hour.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And then we had to make space for a derecho, and then a couple...
Right.
Who knew what that was?
We're going to forget sunshine soon, you know? There's only so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's only so many things you can be prepared for. This is a pet peeve of mine. You thinking ahead and trying to plan everything in your life, but there's only so much time, and you're always going to be forgetting something. Like, how many more steps do I need to think of? Oh, right, I should have, in addition to the extra 15 minutes I should give myself just because it's Houston, there's 3 drops of rain, so I got to add another 20 minutes, and then maybe another 20 minutes for any X factor things that happen along the way, a ladder flies out of somebody's truck, or
Right.
my kid, needs to go to the bathroom right before as we're walking out the door, whatever it is. Man, time, there's just not enough. Pet peeve.
That's a very existential pet peeve
mine
for
are
this
usually.
morning.
Yeah.
For
Mine are-
December
Concept.
1st. Like, you were really, that's...
Mine are always like, why are things?
why are there so many problems? Somebody do something about the problems.
Too many.
Next call.
Yes, too large, too high up. Any other, Lisa, pet peeves from like the holiday we just celebrated, even though it's supposed to be about gratitude?
This is not Houston specific, but I still want to know why turkey is the thing on Thanksgiving, because that is a hard bird to cook. Why don't we do something easy? Why isn't our national dish, I don't know, like pasta with olive oil?
Somebody would screw that up.
Yeah.
Somebody would find a way.
Yeah, but like out of any large family group, surely there's one person who can do that. When turkey,
could
you
just
cook
do
it once a year, and
Yeah,
it's tricky.
It's dangerous.
If you're
It's-
lucky,
it's just
somebody in
dangerous.
your friend group has learned how to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw like fire engines in my neighborhood. I thought, oh no,
I
it's
thought
somebody
that was
trying to
over.
fry one.
Like there was maybe 15, 20 years ago, there was like a rash. It was like a meme almost of people that were like starting fires, like deep frying turkeys and stuff at home.
Oh yeah.
And I don't notice that anymore.
It's because you're used to it.
I guess
Greg.
so. Yeah. No, it's just like, ambulances
longer
all day
news.
on Thanksgiving. It's just normal. No,
Yeah.
I remember it being a bigger problem. And for some reason now, maybe people got smart. They're like, I'm just not good at this.
No,
Yeah.
I think it was new, and that was why it was news. And now it's
Yeah.
just part of the tradition.
Maybe it's more well known. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the annual let's set the garage on fire.
That's our annual garage
So we'd be
fire.
grateful for insurance.
You got dumpster fires, garage fires. We got them all.
Yeah.
I guess maybe with the turkey thing, it's like if you only make it once a year, you have a whole year to forget what lesson you should have learned last year. Like, oh, I should have whatever
Thought it out.
Right.
Right. Should have
Take
bought a
the
turkey.
bag of the guts out.
Yeah.
Not guts. I guess it's the heart and whatnot.
Giblets or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's still that's not much.
Well, but
liver.
like, with the housing crisis now, like, houses are getting smaller and people are, more smaller dwellings and stuff. I think that, it's hard to cook a turkey in an apartment. So I think more people are going to be going out to eat or getting those like to-go packs and stuff like that.
It'll fit in an apartment oven.
No, you've not seen many apartment ovens. They are very small. Like you want to put like a 20-pound turkey in there, good luck. You're going to need to
Yeah.
shave off, a few pounds off the
You
turkey.
buy a 12-pound turkey.
There you go.
That's
several
the,
a
a
goose,
20-pound
a
turkey
chicken.
is even harder to cook than a 12-pound turkey. Buy
Why do we
two
make
12-pound turkeys.
chicken a thing?
Yeah, just
for
a whole-
Thanksgiving.
just a whole roast chicken,
or
yeah.
ham.
Yeah.
Rotisserie
Ham's
chicken
easy.
from
You could serve
Walmart.
ham cold.
Yeah,
Nobody
you can
cares.
buy it
Wow.
pre-cooked.
Yeah.
Spiral sliced.
This pet peeve, I guess, more of something I'm thankful for because I didn't have to experience it this year. But all the other times, it's a pet peeve is dry turkey, which is like how most of us experience turkey and have experienced turkey is it's kind of dry, and so you dump gravy, whatever on it. But I had 2 different Thanksgiving gatherings this year, and both. Hats off to both my father-in-law and my brother-in-law who prepared them for brining the heck out of them or whatever they did, but very moist. So, like, that's a possibility once you've seen the other side.
Oh, you've been ruined.
Yeah.
Now, all
Yeah.
the other Thanksgivings are not going to live up to this one.
Yeah.
They
No,
wrecked
but-
I
you.
eat turkey all year long. Like when I go to barbecue places and stuff, that's
Oh, yeah, that could be
mainly
good.
my thing. That's like my linchpin. I stick with that. And so, yeah, by the time you get to Thanksgiving turkey, you're like, oh,
It's not been smoked.
I don't like
I
this.
want
This
a
hasn't been smoked for
turkey.
12 hours.
Yeah.
And a guy didn't cut it in front of me, and like it's
Oh,
not.
it doesn't
It's
come
not on the
with
Texas
sauce.
Monthly list.
Yeah, it's not- this isn't good.
Don't you feel a little embarrassed to get turkey at a barbecue joint?
No, not at all.
No?
No, because they
really
know how to
good.
do it now. Like it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't
Sometimes
think
it's spicy, and
This is the GLP-1s.
I'd
talking,
rather.
Greg.
Sometimes
Oh my
it's.
God, what's happened to
I
you?
prefer that over brisket. Sorry.
Oh
like,
my God, they're going to take your
tell my
Texan
clients I
card.
said that, but it's true.
And
like,
the emails start lighting
yeah,
up here.
finally. Yeah, Thomas calls back. Finally.
Yes. Oh, no. Yes, I should point out, again, if
Yeah.
you want to join our Moan session here, Thanksgiving peeve or holiday peeve or some other type of peeve or not, call or text 713-440-8870, or you can email us, talk@houstonmatters.org. Now, I might point out that we don't always have time to reply to every email, and that's a peeve from Shelley who says, pet peeve, when you email Houston Matters but they never reply.
Forward the emails to me and Lisa.
No!
We are not busy at all.
Well, she did put
And we would love.
She did put a smiley face emoji there. So thank you, Shelley. And I'm so sorry, Shelley.
Forward them to us.
We get literally hundreds of emails a day, and most of them from people trying to get us to do stories about things, and they're not even relevant to Houston. They're not even sending it from Houston, some national PR whatever, or just nonsense.
Hey, now.
Those PR people.
Hey, now.
Sorry.
Yeah, they forward your peeves to us.
They're from Craig.
Craig could probably
Craig Hlavaty is flooding your
It's
inbox.
Craig.Hlavaty@gmail.com. I mean, never mind. Just send me all your peeves, and then I'll make it work.
Craig can probably attest that we don't always even reply to his emails or maybe timely. Every one of my PR friends out there who sends me very good stories knows that sometimes it can be days, maybe weeks before I reply.
I sit in an office and just throw a ball at the wall and just get frustrated and just curse your name. Yeah, that's just how it is. It's a part of the life.
Sorry, it's always like there's always a fire to be put out right now. Like say, what to do while you wait for your second pet peeve guest to show up. And then,
whoops!
Sorry, then so there's waiting for these magical times when there's empty time to catch up on email. Sorry.
Well, let's see what email. I want to know what emails you have.
All right, let's look at another one here. This one's from Rodney. He says, "Why do people put on their emergency flashers when it rains? I understand slowing down, of course, but instead of moving to the right, many people put on their hazards and block the passing lanes. I read that it is improper use of the emergency flashers. They're supposed to be used when you have to stop, not driving in the rain." Thanks, Rod, for that email. Yeah, did you see any of that on your way here?
I did. I always wonder, are these people who think they may need to pull over to the shoulder? I can't tell.
Yeah. It's like an alert to other drivers, don't rear end me.
I'm going
moron.
slow.
Yeah.
It's hard to see out here. I'm scared.
Newsflash, things around you. Beware.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's
Look at
part
me.
of it.
Look at me.
That's right. Lots of traffic related peeves as always as we get.
See, if you're going to send us an email, don't make it a traffic thing. Make it something really unique.
No.
Right?
Like communal traffic moaning is what we do, Craig. This is what makes us
over
Houstonians.
10 years. 10 years now.
Yeah.
And
there's still so much to talk about.
Yeah, well, let's see. We got this one from an email from Roger said, "I'm so tired of the media telling us what's wrong with our government. We know what is wrong with our government." That's all caps. "What we need is people with good ideas about how to fix the problems. For example, healthcare. We know it's a mess," also all caps. "Who's going to step up with some good ideas on how to fix it?" I mean, that's a good point.
Oh, can I talk about this as the op-ed editor of the
go.
Houston Chronicle?
Oh, yes.
This is a peeve of mine because so many of the things that are good ideas are boring to read about.
Yeah.
Like a lot of healthcare. We know how to do this stuff. Like we know how to, I don't know, make a system where paperwork is consistent or, there are different ways to make paying stuff work, but they're boring and nobody will read them. And if I put that out into the world, I may get in trouble with my bosses because nobody's reading it. So if you've got ways to make it interesting, make it spicy, talk to me.
So the world needs communicators who like a PR person who can translate that into an interesting sell. Or
I don't know, man. Turkey's great. Turkey
yeah.
Like, man, that was your chance. Got nothing.
Yeah, it's so.
Well, yeah,
it's
maybe we
interesting.
do
This
need
is
to make
true.
it more interesting.
Right.
Maybe like party hats and
I mean, I do try to find ways to talk about good news and to talk about things that can be fixed.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff that needs to be done is boring. A lot of stuff that
we've
government
tried nothing and we're all out of
needs
ideas.
to do is dull. We actually
Yeah.
know how to do it, but it's boring and nobody wants to talk about it. Politicians don't want to talk about it. People won't read about it. We need grown-ups.
My pet peeve on that same.
I've been waiting for grown-ups for 42 years.
I
It
know.
ain't happening.
I'm scared that it's us,
Yes,
Greg.
yeah.
Yeah, you start
Yeah.
looking at yourself and you're like, oh, I guess I'm a grown-up now. the numbers are so high
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the pet peeve of people oversimplifying and saying, "Oh, why can't we just fix that?" And you're like, "Well, if it were that easy, we would have." Or someone, "Oh, just tear down the Astrodome." Well, if you can't, that would be incredibly expensive, or so
I'll do it for free.
People not understanding nuance, or like you said, because it's not. It takes time. It takes time you have to read more than a headline. To understand, and it's so complicated that obviously the people in the weeds actually doing the work would have done that a long time ago if it were possible to simply fix something. Just do it. Just make it happen. Anyways, we'd love to hear from you as we're complaining here with Craig Hlavaty and Lisa Gray in our monthly Pet Peeve Moan session. Join our conversation at 713-440-8870. You can call or text that number. Or email us, talk@houstonmatters.org. So we've vented a lot about traffic, as we always do. The holiday that just happened. Anything, as you're seeing this new holiday season in front of us come into focus, the shopping, the whatever, the commercials, anything else that's like annoys you?
Why were people complaining about like Christmas lights and decorations being up early?
Yeah.
Like, if everything going on, like, walk outside and you're like, I'm mad there's a Christmas tree up and it's November.
Well, okay, it's all right now.
Why are people enjoying themselves?
It's the pre-Halloween Christmas decorations that kind of bum me out.
I think that the world is in calamity, and I would love Christmas lights up in June. Just let it all happen all at one time.
Those usually
just a big Minecraft world where there's just like goats and monkeys running around everywhere. Just
and every
like,
holiday.
Every holiday is. I mean, celebrate Halloween and Valentine's Day all at the same time. Just like
that's
the
a
world
sad
is chaos.
world, Craig.
Yeah, I don't see any difference.
I want holiday separation at least.
I want to see Santa Claus like in the summer. We need that.
Christmas 2. There's a marketing opportunity, a missed opportunity.
Oh, man.
Christmas 2, the sequel.
That's one of those Christmas movies that gets lost every year.
Yeah.
Because like all these other ones start, piling up on top of it.
Yeah.
We forget about those.
And I'll personal share here, but one year.
That was Santa Claus the movie, by the way.
Yes.
If everybody realizes that. John Lithgow, Dudley Moore, that kid that was in
Tim
everything.
Allen. Right.
No, Tim Allen was the Santa Claus. Which there's a meme going on right now when you realize that Tim Allen in that movie was only 38 years old.
Oh, man.
You have gone really deep on the Santa lore, Craig.
And Home Alone, the mother was like in her 30s.
12, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. And they took a family of 75 to Paris for the Christmas or whatever. Yeah.
Or if you describe a Christmas story like, I begged and begged for a gun for Christmas, and then, like, that's strange.
In the personal share here, one year, my mother, almost on a dare, but also as more of a way to kind of irk my grandmother, her mother, she left our Christmas tree up all year.
Good.
She was like, I'm not ready to take it down in January. And then my grandmother would call and ask us, is the tree still up? And we would say, yes, Grandma. And
is it real or fake?
It was fake.
Oh.
So
it
just
wasn't a
kept
fire
staying.
hazard.
And I think it was like maybe it wasn't all year. It was all the way to Easter, I think.
Change the
Anyways, it was
ornaments out and
months.
make it an Easter tree.
There you
It
go.
was the passive-aggressive tree, right?
There's Halloween trees
saying,
now.
I will
People
do
have
what
Halloween
I feel.
trees.
It was a war over that
Yeah,
Christmas
and people
tree.
have Christmas giant skeletons.
Yeah,
out in their
I
yards.
love that, by the way.
Things are getting bigger.
Like, if you would have told me
Decorations.
30 years ago as a kid there'd just be, like, giant skeletons in everybody's yard and people would be dressing them up, like, I would have just been like...
This is more of your, like, all
Send
the
me there
holidays
now,
mashed
like-
together, Craig.
Santa, like, 30-foot-tall skeleton with a Santa Claus hat on, bring it on. I love that.
This is like Michael's idea about time. Time matters. You can't just mash all the holidays together.
Well, I've been to Michael's several times this holiday season, and like it's just crazy how like right now this is not a Michael's advertisement, but like right now.
Oh, Michael's the store, not Michael's house.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've several times. Yeah. He's got all kinds of holiday stuff.
I was
really
wondering.
cheap, like National Geographic toy sets too. No, but he like 60% off right now for all the Christmas stuff, and it was like November 29th or whatever. Like, and it's all picked over. Things are broken because everything's made of glass, and there's just like glass everywhere on the ground, and like. Michael's is just like a war zone. So not your house.
Yes.
But yes, probably.
It can be
but,
sometimes.
Yeah.
I over the weekend had to do my wife is very seasonal with the decor and stuff, which I love, but it does mean schlepping in and out the bins, like bringing the plastic bins full of Thanksgiving decor out to the garage, bringing in the Christmas.
Are they color coded?
They're colorful.
Like, are your Christmas
but they're not.
ones like green and red?
Some of them, but they're it's not a complete set. It's all over the place.
I
But
like
there
how
are a few.
like corporate America was like, I got an idea. Make them green and red. People will buy them.
We mostly had to get clear ones so we could tell what was inside in the garage.
But then you're just like, I don't want to see that in June, right?
No. Let's see. We got
green and red.
A call I want to get to here. Lawrence is on the line from Katy. Lawrence, what's your pet peeve?
Well, I'll put it in the form of a question. Why unlike many cities of its size, does Houston have such poor public transportation? And I'm going to that. What I think is, and I could be wrong, but the oil companies don't want fewer cars on the road because cars use gas and they use, lubricant oil, and that's how they make their living, their money. But then, on the other hand, people work at oil companies drive cars. They pay for gas and all that. And even if there were fewer cars, I don't think it would make that much of a difference. But it certainly would make a difference in being able to get from one place to another, especially for people, and there are quite a few who really can't afford a car. And that it would help them out, possibly give them a step up to where they could get to a point where they could afford one.
Really big, expensive car.
Yeah.
It takes up more space on the road.
Yeah.
I
mean, I can talk about this a little bit because, he started out by saying for most cities of its size, and I think he meant population. Houston has a ton of people. But Houston is also a giant, sprawling city. We are enormous. You've seen those maps where they overlay us over something like Belgium, and we're bigger. And one of the problems is all these people are here, but we are spread out over this big space. So it's harder for a bus to carry a lot of people from one short stop to the next because people have to go a long way.
I also don't think, and this is, sorry Houstonians, I'm one of you, but I don't think a lot of us could handle being in close quarters with each other every day like that.
Especially during those sweaty months.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think they could handle that. It's hard enough during rodeo when people use the rail to go from downtown, midtown, back to NRG. There's an audible aggravation that people have, unless they're drunk. But if they're drunk, then it gets even worse. But I just think people
they've also just parked. And Houston, parking for the rodeo makes you mean.
I just think that psychologically, Houstonians cannot deal with being that close to each other. I think we're now psychologically, if I can use that term, accustomed to having being in our vehicles, being in our little mech robots on four wheels, and being the masters of our own destiny.
But we go on vacation, and we come back saying, "Why doesn't?"
But
Houston
we rent
have
cars
this?
when we go on vacation, or
we're not as used to it. New York, they've been packed in on each other for
generations.
Generations, they're
it would really take generations of relearning things in Houston for people to be I'm gonna take I live in Montrose, and I'm gonna take the bus to KUHF to do Houston Matters. That's just a
very big psychological change.
I think it would really take, and there's people that come from other parts of the country, and that's just what they're used to, and that's great. That's awesome. But here, I think there's just a different mentality of, I want to have my own space. I want to have my own car that I can,
I think it's different for people
and
under 30. You're sounding really old.
I don't.
These
but
days,
even
Craig.
then, I thought about that, but there's also a freedom though, to being able to just jump in your car and leave.
Oh man, I do not consider having pump gas or get my oil changed freedom. Car payments
I
are
love
not
that.
freedom. You love your car payment.
I do not.
Oh,
no, I already paid
the
car.
Craig.
But
you love
I just think that
your gas pump.
Houstonians in general like having that. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I think people like having their own way, their own escape strategy. If you're on a bus, if you're on a train, I think people get a little psychologically. I just think we're not into that.
Yeah. Some people want more mass transit, but there's not enough. People love their cars.
Well, an example I always use too is that at 2:00 in the morning when your kid's puking and they need to go to the urgent care or something, you're not going to go well, let's go to the bus. People are, you're not going to wait for an Uber. You just want to jump in the car and go. There's that thing too. There's certain things in life that just
you do
need a
not
car
want your
for.
kid puking in your car, even at 2 in the morning.
I'd rather than puke in the bus. If it's not,
I just say there's certain things in life that necessitate a car. Because there's always people that move to Houston. They're oh well, I don't need a car. And it's you're going to do.
There's moments.
Yeah, there's moments where
I need mine, but I resent it. I would.
I agree with that. Yeah, that's another. I definitely understand that sentiment.
Yeah. Lots of
re-education has to happen.
Starting with you.
Sounds scary. That hopes that scary kind of re-education. Yikes.
I know it doesn't look good when I'm wearing a camo hat and I'm bald and I have a beard on and I'm talking about re-education and I'm white. It's not, it's not fun.
The Do As We Say program.
I wore wraparound shades the other day at Walgreens and and Brianna, my partner, looked at me. She's like, "Never wear those ever again," because I just look like not the kind of person that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So,
keep people guessing. I like it though.
Don't be bald.
Everyone backs away from you.
Don't choose baldness. All right, got it. Well, as always, I hope you found this cathartic, whether you shared a peeve with us or not. If there's something on your mind that simply can't wait till next time, please do share it with us to talk@houstonmatters.org. Craig Hlavaty, Lisa Gray, thanks as always.
Thank you.
Beep, beep.
Still to come, what yesterday's Texans win against the Colts means for their playoff chances. Stay with us as Houston Matters continues.
It's not just your car. It's the one that brought your kids home from school, took you cross-country, held memories, laughter, even a few breakdowns. When it's time to let go, give your car a new purpose. Donate it and turn memories into meaningful support for this station. Plus, you'll enjoy free and easy pickup, potential tax benefits, and a simple donation process. Your gift supports the programs you and your family love. Donate today and help keep public media strong. Call or donate online.
Today is all about giving because we're planning for Giving Tuesday.
We need 500 listeners to donate by this Tuesday to unlock an extra $25,000 gift.
Go to houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
Houston Public Media presents The Moth Story Slam, December 2nd at Lambert Hall. Doors open at 7 p.m. The theme of the night is Family Matters. Tell a story about your family. Tickets at houstonpublicmedia.org/themoth.
The Texans edged out the division rival Colts 20-16 in Indianapolis on Sunday to move within a game of the lead in the AFC South. To learn what happened and to discuss what it means for the Texans' playoff chances, we're joined, as we are most Mondays, by Houston Press writer and Bleav in Astros podcast co-host Jeff Balke. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
So we'll get to the game and what's been working lately for the Texans here in a minute. But first, being just a game back of the division lead behind the Colts and the Jaguars with 5 games to go, what are their chances of getting into the playoffs looking like now?
I think they're certainly better than they were before yesterday. They are currently 4-1 in the division, which is pretty startling considering where they're at. They only have one more division game left against those same Colts, so they still have a chance. And by the way, the Jaguars and Colts play each other twice before the end of the season. So there's going to be some cannibalization within the, certainly within this division. And I think it makes the division possibly in reach. Now, the Jaguars have the easiest schedule of the 3. The Colts probably have the most difficult. The Texans somewhere in the middle. So a lot's going to depend on how the Texans continue to play as they play out the string of games till the end of the season through week 17.
So you said they finished the season with the Colts. That's the last game. What does the rest of the Texans' remaining schedule look like?
Well, the Texans have a couple of tough teams in there because they have the Chiefs next week on Sunday Night Football, which should be a really interesting matchup between these two because the Chiefs are kind of on a downward slope right now. They have the Cardinals, which is certainly a winnable game, the Raiders, who are not good. But then they face the Chargers, who are a very good team this year, and then the Colts. So out of those remaining games, they have really multiple games that are winnable, but none of them are necessarily going to be pushovers. And so this is a team that's going to have to continue playing really well if they want to have a chance at winning the division or slipping into the wild card.
They are the first team on the outside looking in if the season were to end right now. After starting the season with 3 straight losses, the Texans have now won 7 of their last 9. What's behind that turnaround, which, by the way, included several games without their starting quarterback?
First and foremost, they're the best defense in the NFL, and they are a brutally difficult defense to play against because they have the 2 things that most defenses want, and that is they have a tremendously good secondary, and they also have a ferocious pass rush. They are just very, very difficult to play against. They warp games against other teams. They make teams change what they're going to do on the field simply because of how tough they are. I think the other thing that they've done is, quite frankly, they've just been able to manage the time of possession. They've played pretty conservatively. They haven't made a ton of mistakes. They've, certainly when Davis Mills was playing, he didn't throw a bunch of interceptions, and that certainly helped them. C.J. Stroud has been careful with the ball as well. So a lot of this has just been play conservatively, play careful, run the ball when you can, and then, go ahead and use your world-leading defense to sort of lead the way. If the Texans were able to push the ball into the end zone, inside the red zone, they're the worst team in the NFL at doing that. If they could just do that a couple more times, this team would be very tough to beat.
You mentioned C.J. Stroud. He missed a few games with a concussion, and Davis Mills filled in for him. How did C.J. Stroud look in his first game back?
He looked okay. He wasn't great. He definitely had a little bit of rust on him, but he was good, and he didn't make any huge mistakes. He gave up one interception. There were a couple of throws that were maybe a little questionable in there, but overall he played a solid game, not spectacular. And I think that's the main thing that the Texans needed from him against a team like the Colts. Listen, in most games, they are going to be in it because of their defense. So if C.J. Stroud just doesn't turn the ball over and then is able to use his talent and his athleticism at the moments when they need him to, then this is going to be a team that's going to be a tough out down the stretch.
During Sunday's game, there were a couple of critical incidents involving the refs that ended up hurting the Colts down the stretch. I mean, what happened?
Well, I mean, the biggest stretch was when basically the C.J. Stroud didn't get the ball off in time. The play clock hit 0, and the refs did not call a delay of game. Then during the pass, it was on a 3rd down critical moment. They called pass interference on the Colts, giving the Texans first down. Pass interference didn't really look much like pass interference. So a couple of plays right in a row that were very questionable. In addition, there was a field goal attempt by the Texans that honestly didn't look like it was actually in. It looked like the rule, as it was explained on TV, is that the entirety of the football must be inside the outside edge of the goalpost. And honestly, on TV, it looked like it wasn't completely inside the edge. They called it good. And, and then the Colts missed a point, an extra point, which cost them as well. It was honestly, this is one of those games where if you're a Houston conspiracy theorist, you might have wondered if we were getting paid back for all of those years that we had struggles against the officials ourselves, because that was not a great game in terms of the call on the field.
Yeah, sometimes things go your way once in a while, hopefully. You mentioned C.J. Stroud sharpening up, also punching it in the red zone more often, but what else does this team need to do more of, do better over the next few games to close that gap and get over the hump, whatever you want to say, get into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, they need to run the football. I mean, that's been the thing all year long. If they can get any semblance of a running game going with Woody Marks, with Nick Chubb, it's just gonna loosen up the defense, and it's gonna make it easier for them to throw the ball, particularly throw the ball downfield, which is something they haven't really excelled at this season. I think the other thing is just defensively, they've got to continue to be really tough. Like they are so tough rushing 4, which makes it so difficult on teams, because then you can still drop all those other players back into coverage. I think that the combination of good health over the course of the last few games, along with the push of the defense and just a good, solid, steady offense that doesn't turn the ball over, I think they're going to still have a real good chance of getting the win in the division. It's not going to be easy, and no one's going to hand it to them. I also don't think that they're necessarily going to make the wild card. There are too many good teams that are looking for that. So I'd be shocked if there were 2 teams out of the South Division that actually get into through the wild card. We'll see. I could certainly be wrong, but I think their best route at this point is to try and win the division, and I still think that is a possibility.
Just glad to see them making it interesting after that 0-3 start. So appreciate your time, Jeff, helping us break this down. Jeff Balke writes for the Houston Press and co-hosts the Bleav in Astros podcast. Jeff, have a good week.
Thank you, Craig. Mike.
You got it. And that does it for this hour of Houston Matters. I'm Michael Haggerty. Our team includes Craig Cohen, Joshua Zinn, Brenda Valdivia, Mincho Jacob, and Laura Walker. Jared Carroll is our technical director. On tomorrow's show, Houston food writers discuss their favorite places to find European food locally on this month's installment of The Full Menu. And we'll escape the sprawl and the rat race of Greater Houston and visit Lake Houston Wilderness Park. I'm Michael Haggerty. Join us tomorrow for those and other Houston Matters.
Today is all about giving because we're planning for Giving Tuesday.
We need 500 listeners to donate by this Tuesday to unlock an extra